FM service of the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. We transmit to you programs of information, education, as well as entertainment. Here we are again this morning on this very day. Remember, and it's quite an interesting day here on this morning. So we can go on and then take our first set of guests here on the dial this morning on Truth 96.1 FM. We're about to discuss issues relating to the empowerment, education, research, and training of women in the security sector. What does this really mean? We'll try to get to that. But remember, there is exclusive security project that focuses mainly on 5 security institutions, including the Liberia National Police, the Liberia Immigration Services, Bureau of Corrections and Rehabilitation, Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, the Ministry of Defense, including the Armed Forces of Liberia, through coordinator and engagement of the Gender and Security National Taskforce. So this is where we are. And this backdrop comes from the UNDP, the UN Women ROM Joint Program Inclusive Security, nothing for us without us, aims to support government of Liberia in efforts to promote gender equality. So this morning on this day on Truth 96.1 FM, we have with us here Professor T. Dibe Snada, Director, Kofi Annan Institute of Conflict Transformation, University of Liberia, and Paul Darby, Chief Training Officer of Liberia National Fire Service. Both men are here with us this morning on the TBS. I want to say good morning to you both.
Good morning. It's nice to be here.
You have to get closer to the mic.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good to have you on. Yeah. All right, so let's get from you first, Prof. Let's be able to start up. What is this whole thing about this training, and of course that has to do with the empowerment, education, research, and training of women in the security sector?
Okay, good morning again. Just to correct the name, it's Dean Debesendi.
Debesendi?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Debesendi. Okay.
Yes, sir. But it's not written in a dictionary, so I don't have a mind on this.
It's interesting.
Yeah. It's so nice to be here, and we're really happy to be able to come and discuss this very important topic this morning. My debut on your radio, at least I've been around on some of the other radio stations, so I'm very happy to be able to debut on your very powerful and enlightening radio station. When we talk about education, empowerment, and training for women in the security sector, we are looking at women specifically who serve in our national security, who gave their time, their life, their blood, their service to national security, but many times are excluded from some of the major imperators that should promote and give them a place in the decision-making stream and at the level of policies. So some of the things we have found out, as you know, from an academic institution, most of our work is concentrated on research. And some of the things we try to find out is what are the causes for this, and whether rightly or wrongly, the explanation seems to border around the low level of education, the low level of empowerment for these members of our national security. So they are contributing greatly to services, they are contributing greatly to enhancing security, but there are limitations and gaps that would help them climb the ladder and be able to sit at the decision-making and policy levels of our national security decisions. So we try to do whatever we can to raise and mitigate that gap so that they have a place and a voice in these processes.
What are some of the gaps identified so far? What are some of the challenges confronting
them? First, let me start with a very positive note. For the first time in the Republic of Liberia in our 170-year history, 71-year history, we today have a female Deputy Chief of Staff. Now, that is not just because she's a female. It is because she has competence, it's because she brings something to the table, it's because she has risen through the ranks and file, educationally, professionally, and is able to deliver the goods. Now, with somebody of that profile, like Geraldine George, sitting in that helm, definitely the face of our entire armed forces of Liberia takes a different shape. If you make decisions. Today, at the highest level of the armed forces, there is a gender consideration. There is a female interest that permeates that decision because of somebody like Geraldine George sitting on the staff of the armed forces of Liberia. And this is the kind of thing we're talking about, and we would like to see in all the other areas of our national security institutions. And this is what this is about.
Okay, good. Now, if you look at this, every time these, in fact, we always hear like the women, the international community and what so forth, the UN and the Security Council Resolution 1325 on women, peace and security, and Liberia's, constitutional guarantee for gender equity is one of the bases for which I just thought you could just put on silence, please.
Yeah, no,
all right. Yeah, so with that happening, it's led towards women empowerment. Now, all these efforts exerted, you look at it, the women themselves will have to stand up to it. Like you said, in the case of the AFL Deputy Chief of Staff, you are saying that it is not because she's a female, that's why she got it. Now, it's because she was qualified, competent, and she worked towards it. Now, why can't the effort be exerted towards these women understanding that though they are females, they will not always be craving for sympathy towards them because of their gender or some of those issues, but they should learn to fight. This is where the focus, many think, is supposed to have been directed.
I would say to you, that's exactly where this program and this process is going. And that's why an institution like us is involved. Because there are women who would like to excel, but sometimes not given the opportunities. There are women who have even been deliberately debarred from certain opportunities to empower themselves and to grow through the system. And the kind of services we render is to make training and empowerment available to all. And a lot of women, today we are running a course, an advanced course on women, peace and security at the university. There are about 61 persons enrolled in that course. It's a 3-month, very, very intensive and impact course. Now, the kind of people involved in that course, the women who are in that course, are not the people who have their hands out, please help me, go up the ladder. There are people who are saying, I can do it. They are competing. There are men in the class, but they are competing exceedingly. And they are in the process of saying, we can do it, others can do it. It's our time also to be considered.
Okay, let's hear from you. Hear from you.
Yes, I'm Darby.
All right.
Yeah. First of all, thank you people for bringing us here to represent our institution, which is the Liberia National Fire Service. There's a whole lot of challenges when come all along of our side. Like for Eastern, our total strength out of 619, about 70% of them are males and 30% are females. And then like what I heard, which is the training department, we got about 37 of us. We'll have 22 males and 15 females. So like the last batch of training that we had at Cambiago, which we carry was 73% personnel. First time to have a basic recruit training sponsored by international institution. So we get bulk of them, 61 were males and 12 were females. You see, so fire service of today is not fire service of yesterday. This time around, you can see all our young boys and girls now joining the institution. So there's the only thing our work is very, very risky. It's not about risks and hazardous. Because of that, more people maybe they shy away, they don't want to do that. But it's, we are moving somewhere.
So the females showing interest, most of them?
Yes, but only problem we have with them is that some of them they can be shy away, like my area, I want to sometimes give them responsibility to come on board to teach. But some of them, I don't know, because maybe that phobia. But however, I'm trying to prop them up.
So
Personally.
this is why now you see Prof T should be listening to this, because
Yeah.
the point there is you want to fund certain people somewhere.
Yes,
They
exactly.
themselves are not ready
Exactly.
to move on.
Yeah.
So it creates the gap. Not that people deprive them, but they themselves feel that they are not just able.
Because of phobia.
Well,
Phobia or what?
AB, let me jump in here.
Yeah.
I appreciate the training director's assertion, but we also know there are women who are robust, and a generalization of women having phobia about certain robust kind of activity should not be generalized. I know there are women who have shied away from certain kinds of activities and undertakings. But we also know today in this country, if you really look at our history, especially during the war, you had women who were jumping on trucks, and they were the only source of providing livelihood for those of us who had to stay under the bed for all kinds of reasons. So these women have risen to certain tasks, have risen to certain levels. And I think
They were only successful in that because sympathy was always towards them. If a male general were to see a female bravely storming, there's a sympathy because she's a female now. So they were successful in that. The males who have done it, but they couldn't have shown faces because the kind of threats associated with their presence. So that is where it was. Now we are now saying
I will appreciate that, but I also want you to know that irrespective of the sympathy, don't forget women went through a brunt of the war that most men did not experience. So it was not all about sympathy. It was the fact that they had the biggest concern for the livelihood of families. And it was their time to step up to the plate, and I appreciate and value women who step up to that plate and did the job. And that vigor, that exuberance is what today a lot of these women are bringing into these other sectors like security services and other services of governance, other services of, we know that there are times when we had a majority of our women who had a laid-back attitude. But don't forget, the first female president of the United Nations General Assembly was a woman from Liberia. Don't forget that the first female broadcaster in West Africa was a woman. So women have stepped up to plates, to situations, to challenges in various kinds and various forms. So what we're saying is we want to harness that potential. Instead of keeping them in the back, instead of having them only in menial jobs, receptionists and so forth, we know they have more potential than that, and we want to crystallize those potential because there are some of them who are saying we're ready for this. Those who still have a laid-back attitude, we will get to them. But those who have the willingness to take up the challenge, we want to see that they're given the opportunity.
It's good that Mr. Paul Davi is here to tell us about his experience. Now, there are some already who are able to brave the storm, now who decided to be firefighters.
Yes.
And if you look at them, are there any of them who sometimes complain to you that with all the training you've given them, now they are absorbed within the system, they want to even increase more their potentials, and people trying to marginalize them?
Yes. Well, first and foremost is that for us, they are willing, if that some of them wanted to become a fire engine driver. But now for us, we lack a logistic. So because of that, sometimes, that's the problem we face with.
It's not that they may deny. It's just that what they want to see.
We lack a logistics, how to speak. Like my department, the computer is down. We don't have no stationaries. Now how can you yourself prepare them to face the challenges? They are willing, but there's no equipment.
Can men face those challenges?
Both men, because first and foremost, let me tell you, as a firefighter, whether being a female or male, you are a man. Because soon we say there's an alarm, you have to, whatever you do.
The way you talk to a female, giving instructions to go on the fire front, is that a training women in the security sector? I don't know how many of you women have tried to enter, or what had been the level of marginalization, maybe for your families and friends, that they share some of these stories with you and how they think it works. It had been happening with them. You can call us and raise some of these concerns this morning on the TBS on Troop 96.1 FM, because you get the feedbacks, maybe for your relatives and friends who always want to venture into the security sector. What are some of those challenges that they do face? So let me get onto the line, talk to this caller, the first caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Dr. We are in the studio.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Jonathan.
All right, go ahead, Jonathan.
Yeah, I want to first applaud the studio guys for a brilliant explanation in terms of firefighting and the basic. But what I want to know is I have a concern with these skyscrapers that people are building like bro. But I was telling them about the skyscraper. Are they giving some consultation or how this building should be built? Because in terms of firefighting, you should have escape route. And you give your advice to investor or other people who are building houses around here. So I want to know from them.
We're talking about women.
You're talking about, yes.
No, let us address that issue.
No, I will get to that, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, just take note and.
Okay.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to extend my appreciation to the students, especially my own prof, Sunny. The issue being discussed is just that I just want to give our own contribution, especially when the woman is a security in the alarm. You know, women play a vital role, especially when it comes to security sector. I can tell you that. The role that women play sometimes in security men don't play that role, especially when it comes to intelligence. When it comes to intelligence, surveillance gathering, it is very easy for women to penetrate surveillance gathering and build. So, we have to forget about it. Security, surveillance is very serious, it's very important when it comes to security. So, when using female for surveillance gathering is very easy, but it's suspicion without the harm compared to that of a male. So, the issue of moving role in
Security is very much key. Yeah.
very important. Very important. So, hold on now.
Okay, thank you, my brother. 077-800-8314 is the number to call. 077-800-8314 is the number to call. We have you both here, Prof. T. David Sandy, and of course, he's the director of Kofi Annan Institute of Conflict Transformation, University of Liberia. We have Paul Dabe here with us, Chief Training Officer of the Liberia National Fire Service. Call us on 077-800-8314 is the number to call. This is Liberia's own efforts in working line with the implementation of the UN Security Council's Resolution 1325 on women, peace and security that reflects the government of Liberia's commitment to strengthening its compliance with these obligations, providing a roadmap for implementation. So we'll be getting onto that. Let me get onto this caller right here. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How you doing?
Yeah, it's fine. This is Eka Reed. I'm calling from Grand Bassa County.
Go ahead, Reed.
Yeah, I want to appreciate your studio guests for that reason. And I want to encourage the Liberian women to participate in our community sector because really, in the community sector, they are key. And one caller said you can use the women for information gathering, and it's very easy for them. So that we encourage all Liberian women to take advantage of the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother, for your contribution here this morning on 296.1 FM. The next caller we go to. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. How you doing, man?
Fine. My name is Vivian Dugwe, and I call from Capitol Hill.
All right, go on, Vivian.
I want to thank the Prof. Gabi over there and the co-host for presenting. You know, I just want to encourage all the females. We have to contribute to our society, especially in the security. But also the male, they think that certain jobs are only for male in most institutions. Women should be given the opportunity to get the necessary training. An example, where I work, I was opportune to go to a lot of training for certain positions, especially decision making and other positions. My male counterpart think that it should only be for male. And now female, they decided that female should be at certain level. But I think female should be given the opportunity to be in decision making position. So I thank you for Debbie once again, and I hope you continue that to encourage more females to be interested in the security sector. Thank you.
Thank you. And for that, we can close now.
Yeah. So, Ibi, let me as you wrap up, Prof, and I just want you to tell us where are you going to begin your campaign, because you just listened to the last caller. There are some workplaces that people feel that only males should occupy a certain position. That speaks to the issue about policy. Are you going to be engaging policymakers also in the process?
Well, thank you for that. The work we do cut across. Man, I didn't come here to talk about the Kofi Annan Institute. If you're interested in that, invite me. I'll come and tell you what we're doing. But basically, our level of work, for instance, we have supported the National Security Strategy Formation. The Liberia National Security Strategy of 2008 has become archaic. So there's a new security strategy now developed. We contributed extensively to developing that so that some of the current issues that constitute our national security strategy can be more inclusive of not just looking at boots and guns. That's not where security is today. Security has to be more expanded. The paradigm has to change because of the dynamics of our world today. So we support these sectors through those processes. So we affect both the policy level, the implementation level, as well as, you call the actors. So our engagement is at those three levels, and as well as the communities, because we do hold town hall meetings in various communities. We get out into almost all of the counties around this country, sit with people asking what is security for them, what are the gaps, what are they doing, where is their greatest need in terms of security, and how they can contribute towards security as it relates to their personal well-being.
Someone asked a question concerning the skyscrapers they are building these days. In fire science, we got something I would call the turntable ladder. If you look in our Liberian Code of Law, Volume 6, Statute 35, just our people are now reading. There's a code for fire service. But I also work along fire service. So we were public works, LEC, and water and sewer. If you look in this book for Eastern, most of the electrical wiring that is going around, you look at in that book, chapter 10, chapter 10, 1.A and B. You tell how the wiring system is supposed to be. Like, you get into the community while passing around killing people. It's our responsibility.
Yeah, well, first of day, you people will come and explain those ones.
Yeah. So that's it.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're trying to talk about fire safety. These are things I need to pay for airtime just as you give people airtime.
Well, I'm not proud of that, so maybe when my boss here has to come, I will do that.
Yeah, please do it,
Yeah. Instead of looking at the studio, no escape route, in case anything happen, I go out there. So there's a dead end fire science.
Okay. Sunday, we want to say thanks to the Institute of Conflict Transformation. We'll try to get you here someday. You know that you and myself met at the GAC the last time.
I know.
Since then, I always planning to be. Well, I will finally try to get you on. And of course, Paul, I would like to have you here again as well.
Okay,
so that we talk more about these kind of things. Thank you so much, bro, for coming here.
It's been wonderful to share.
All right, so let's take a break and be right back here this morning on the TBS on 96.1 FM, the heart and soul of Liberia. And this is where national unity begins. Orange Liberia is here next, and with Lagos, where we are. Training women in the security sector. I don't know how many of you women have tried to enter, or what had been the level of marginalization, maybe for your families and friends, that they share some of these stories with you and how they think it works. It had been happening with them. You can call us and raise some of these concerns this morning on the TBS on Troop 96.1 FM, because you get the feedbacks, maybe for your relatives and friends who always want to venture into the security sector. What are some of those challenges that they do face? So let me get onto the line, talk to this caller, the first caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning. We are in the studio.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Jonathan.
All right, go ahead, Jonathan.
Yeah, I want to first applaud the studio guys for a brilliant explanation in terms of firefighting and the basics. But what I want to know is I have a concern with these skyscrapers that people are building like bro. While I was telling our body skyscraper, are they giving some consultation or how the building should be built? Because in terms of firefighting, you should have a escape route. Then you give your advice to investor or other people who are building houses around here. So I want to know from them.
We're talking about women.
You're talking about, yes.
No, let us address that issue.
No, we'll get to that. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, just take note and.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to consider my participation on the students, especially my own prof, Sunny. The issue being discussed is just that just want to give our own contribution, especially when the woman is a security
Yeah.
in the alarm. You know, women play a vital role, especially when it comes to security sector. I can tell you that the role that women play sometimes in security men don't play that role, especially when it comes to intelligence. When it comes to intelligence, surveillance gathering, it is very easy for women to penetrate surveillance gathering in the milk. So we have to forget about it. Security, surveillance is very serious, it's very important in terms of security. So when you use female for surveillance gathering, it's very easy, but it's suspicion without being harm compared to that of a male. So the issue of moving role in
Security is very much key. Yeah.
very important. Very important. So take good on that.
Okay, thank you, my brother. 077-800-8314 is the number to call. 077-800-8314 is the number to call. We have you both here, Prof. T. W. Sunday, and of course, he's the director of Kofi Annan Institute of Conflict Transformation, University of Liberia. We have Paul Dabe here with us, Chief Training Officer of the Liberia National Fire Service. Call us on 077-800-8314 is the number to call. This is Liberia's own efforts in working line with the implementation of the UN Security Council's Resolution 1325 on women, peace and security that reflects the government of Liberia's commitment to strengthening its compliance with these obligations, providing a roadmap for implementation. So we'll be getting onto that. Let me get onto this caller right here. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How you doing?
Yeah, it's fine. This is Dave Reed. I'm calling from Grand Bassa County.
Go ahead, Reed.
Yeah, I want to appreciate your studio guests for that reason. And I want to encourage the Liberian women to participate in our security sector because really in the security sector they are key. And one caller said you can use the women for information gathering, and it's very easy for them, so that we encourage all Liberian women to take advantage of the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother, for your contribution here to this morning on 296.1 FM. The next caller we go to. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. How you doing, man?
Fine. My name is Vivian Dugwe, and I call from Capitol Hill.
All right, go on, Vivian.
I want to thank Prof. Gabi or there and the co-host for presenting. You know, I just want to encourage all our females. We have to contribute to our society, especially in the security. But also the male, they think that certain jobs are only for male in most institutions. Women should be given the opportunity to get the training for certain positions, especially decision making and other positions. My male counterpart think that it should only be for male.
Wow.
And now female, they decided that female should be at certain levels. But I think female should be given the opportunity to be in decision making position.
Okay.
So I thank to Prof. Debbie once again, and I hope you continue that to encourage more females to be interested in the security sector. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivian. For that, yeah, we can close now.
Yeah. So, Ibi, let me as you wrap up, Prof, and I just want you to tell us where are you going to begin your campaign, because you just listened to the last caller. There are some workplaces that people feel that only males should occupy a certain position. That speaks to the issue about policy. Are you going to be engaging policymakers also in the process?
Well, thank you for that. The work we do cut across. And I didn't come here to talk about the Kofi Annan Institute. If you're interested in that, invite me. I'll come and tell you what we're doing. But basically, our level of work, for instance, we have supported the National Security Strategy Formation. You know, the Liberia National Security Strategy of 2008 has become archaic. So there's a new security strategy now developed. We contributed extensively to developing that so that some of the current issues that constitute our national security strategy can be more inclusive of not just looking at boots and guns. That's not where security is today. Security has to be more expanded. The paradigm has to change because of the dynamics of our world today. So we support these sectors through those processes. So we affect both the policy level, the implementation level, as well as, you call the actors. So our engagement is at those three levels, and as well as the communities, because we do hold town hall meetings in various communities. We get out into almost all of the counties around this country, sit with people asking what is security for them, what are the gaps, what are they doing, where is their greatest need in terms of security, and how they can contribute towards security as it relates to their personal well-being.
Okay. Someone asked a question concerning the skyscrapers they are building these days. In fire science, we got something I would call the turntable ladder. If you look in our Liberian Code of Law, Volume 6, Title 35, just our people are now reading. There's a code for fire service. By right, also work along fire service. So we work public works, LEC, and water and sewer. If you look in this book for Eastern, most of the electrical wiring that is going around, you look at in that book, chapter 10, section chapter 10, 1.A and B. It tells how the wiring system is supposed to be. Like, get into the community while passing around killing people. It's our responsibility.
Yeah, well, for some days,
yes.
You people will come and explain those ones.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So that's it.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're trying to talk about fire safety. These are things that you need to pay for airtime just as you get people involved.
Well, I'm not proud of that, so maybe when my boss here should come, okay, yeah, I will do that.
Yeah, please do it,
Yeah. Instead of looking at the studio, no escape route, in case anything happen, I go out observing. So there's a dead end fire science.
Okay. Sunday, we want to say thanks to the Institute of Conflict Transformation. We'll try to get you here someday. You know that you and myself met at the GAC the last time.
I know.
Since then, I always planning to be. Well, I will finally try to get you on. And of course, Paul, I would like to have you here again as well.
Okay,
so that we talk more about these kind of things. Thank you so much, both for coming here.
It's been wonderful to share.
All right.